Hey guys, on this channel I like to present careers that are promising but not well known. On this episode we're going to talk about digital marketing. Glassdoor.com ranks digital marketing as the 8th best job for work-life balance, with a national average salary of $73,000. And the best part about this career is that you don't need a college degree to get this job because it's not taught in college. My guest on this episode is Seth. He has 5 years of experience in digital marketing and makes over $100,000. And he only has to go into the office once a week. With that being said, I hope you guys get something out of this episode. Hey Seth, thank you for coming on my channel. We have like this new age career that I've talked about in my previous videos, which is digital marketing and ad operations, which is exactly what you do, which is why I wanted to bring you onto my channel. Can you tell us a little bit about exactly what is digital marketing in more detail?
Well, digital marketing it's a $50 billion industry that most people have not even heard of. If you've been on the internet and you ever done a Google search and you've seen ads on the side of your search results, that's digital marketing. The people that choose what ads appear on what searches and what the ads say. If you've ever been on Facebook and you've gotten those annoying little pop ads on the sidebar or in your newsfeed, that's digital marketing. And digital marketing is basically like old school marketing, but on the internet. And, companies need people to manage their marketing efforts.
The basic thing that you do is, a company wants to run Google or Facebook ads, and you help them manage their ads.
Every company that you can think of, from like the local pizza shop to an auto repair shop to like Sony Entertainment to Best Buy, they are all advertising on the internet through anything from Yelp to Google to Facebook. And so it's created this entire industry of jobs, which are people to manage and create those ads. There's a ton of jobs that are unfilled and are not going to be filled because people don't possess the skills to do those jobs because they don't teach them in college.
Would this job be good for someone who just studied something useless in college?
Absolutely. I actually think it's perfect for somebody who studied something like history or poetry. My background is I was a film major back in school. Okay, that's a completely worthless degree. I couldn't even think of a more worthless, maybe women's studies, right? You're not learning any real marketable skills, and the degree is completely meaningless. But marketing, it's not like Mad Men. It's not a bunch of guys in suits in high towers making big decisions and doing pitches. I mean, there still is that.
I sell products, not advertising.
But digital marketing is very direct. Anybody can sign up for an AdWords or a Facebook advertising account. So the real skill sets involve creativity and analysis. Creativity meaning, can you write? Can you figure out a creative way to get somebody's attention or get them interested in a product or a company? And analysis. Can you look at how an ad is performing and see, is it doing well or is it not doing well? And those are the types of things that are, you get those skills and those qualities when you're in school. So for me, it was very intuitive and very easy to transition into this field.
My channel is all about being real, being talking about pay and stuff. I don't even know why I have this object in my hand. So my career, my channel is all about being real. So how much would someone starting out would make, and then how much would I would say someone with your level of experience make? I think you have 3 years experience, right?
I have more about 4 or 5 years experience, but so here's the deal. I make about 100,000 plus. Someone just starting out at a very, very entry-level position could make anywhere from in the 30,000s up to 50,000. In fact, I have a posting I put on my website from a recruiting company that I work with, where they basically, the thing is, it's all about supply and demand. And because there's not enough people to do this job, there's a huge demand for anyone who knows anything about this. So in Brewster, New York, right, which is some little town outside of Danbury, Connecticut, there's a company that does digital marketing, and they were looking for somebody. And I saw the posting actually says $50,000 a year, recent grads, welcome. So 50 grand a year right out of the gate is not the entry. It's possible. But what I say is within 1 year, if you get a year's experience at an agency, even if you're just interning there, when you have 1 year, even maybe 6 months experience, $60,000 is the average rate. My buddy Mike is a former Marine, no college degree. He was working with me at a job, and he knew a little bit about AdWords. People in our company did it, so he'd ask them questions and he sort of played around with it, but he never actually managed an actual account and was responsible for it. But he was moving to Denver from LA, and the agency hired him over the phone for a $60,000 a year position because he understood the concepts of how to manage an account. Never done it before, didn't have 2 to 3 years experience, but they just were so desperate for someone who knew anything. And then when he was hired, and he's told me this, when he got hired, they trained him. They spent 10 weeks training him on how to actually manage 40 to 50 accounts at a time, millions of dollars of ad spend. And then now he's able to take that, and then he moved into a 6-figure position at a different company. So there's tons of opportunities in this field.
Well, what I like about this role and this particular specialty is that if you want to start your own company eventually, you're either going to have to hire someone to do ad operations or digital marketing for you, or you're going to have to do it yourself, and you'll save a lot of money doing it yourself. So it's just a really practical skill to have. Like, for example, if I ever plan out to come out with a course or book, I might want to run some Google or Facebook ads. And, without that experience, I might be putting money into something that's not making me any money. So then that background experience of actually managing a larger campaign, a company's Facebook and Google AdWords, AdSense account, then it could actually give me the knowledge to run your own business eventually.
Absolutely. I mean, you can use these skills for your own businesses. And in fact, there's a whole other sector where I teach entrepreneurs how to do this for their own businesses. But since your channel is more about, career, and I know there's so many people that want a career, it's like, you can work in-house for a private company, which is something I've done. You can work for an agency managing a bunch of different accounts. You can freelance. You can do contract work. My current gig right now is I was hired by a steel company in Tennessee, right? They have been working with an agency and they weren't getting good results. So they hired me, are paying me basically a full-time salary. I go into the office once a week and I do everything from home.
So how much opportunity is there to work from home for this industry?
Once you have some experience, it becomes more of an opportunity. If you're a hustler, you can work from home. I won't say easily because everything's a hustle, but there's freelancing, right? So there's a lot of websites like Upwork and peopleperhour.com and things like that, where people will hire freelance PPC people to come in and just sort of overhaul their account and then leave, or they'll just hire you freelance. So there's a lot of freelance opportunities. Personally, I never put the energy into doing that. I either had I liked having a high paying job, or I like these contract gigs. Once you have the skill set, there's just so many different things you can do with it. I mean, and also, as I was saying, when I'm on LinkedIn, right, and I'm in one of these premium job groups, everyone's complaining, oh, I can't get a job. I'm like, dude, recruiters will hit you up. I just got, I'm in Franklin, Tennessee right now, middle of nowhere, right? I'm like 20 miles from Nashville. I got hit up just last week by a healthcare company. They need a PPC person. And they came to me, and now they're trying to woo me and get me into their company. And that happens all the time when you have these skills.
Well, what I like about this, and I kind of relate it to social media, is that when you pick a skill, this skill can be universally applied to every company, which makes it that much more valuable, right? Because you can take your skill, work for a healthcare company. You can take your skill, work for a steel business company. You work for a company that sells online courses. You could work for a company that's e-commerce, but your skill is the same. So it turns into a situation where it's kind of like web design, where every company needs a web designer. Every company needs a pay-per-click manager or someone to run their digital marketing. So in the same way, it's a universally applied skill, which makes it all that much better. All right, Seth, thanks for coming on to my channel to talk a little bit about ad operations and digital marketing. You also set up a free course that I checked out. And if you guys who are watching this are interested in learning a little bit more about how to get into digital marketing and how to learn enough to get your first entry-level position, Seth has a free course that'll include a link in the cards in the top right corner, and also include a link in the description. It's completely free. In case you guys want to check it out, I honestly think this is a really promising career and position, because if you ever go to angelslist.com, which is a really popular startup recruiting website, you'll see the number one thing they want is developers. The number two thing they want is digital marketers. That's like the number two position they always look for on angelslist.com. And these are for startups that are VC funded with like multi-million-dollar budgets. And honestly, most of these become multi-million-dollar businesses within a couple of years. And
I'll just say, just to jump in, if you go on LinkedIn and you do a search in jobs for digital marketing, you're going to find 70,000 results all the time. And if you filter it to entry level, you're going to find about 22 to 26,000 open positions every day.
Which is actually a lot more than mechanical engineering, chemical engineering, civil engineering, and probably electrical engineering combined, because it's a situation where those specialties are niche, and at operations, digital marketing is not niche.
And the one thing is, I was just gonna, if I can add this, if it's all right.
Yeah.
The barrier to entry. So I know what people might think, even if you're gonna like, even if you're checking out a free thing, it's like you hear digital marketing and you think, oh, this is gonna be really complicated. And it's definitely sophisticated, but the way that it's set up is that these jobs, that when they post them and they'll say, oh, you need 3 years experience, you need to know this, you need to know that. I think I've told you this before. I say it's like the woman who says that, oh, I want a man who's 6'4" with a chiseled chin and he's athletic and he's smart and he went to Harvard and all this other stuff. But then she like settles for the guy that washes every day. These companies, they cannot find people. So that is good for you. That means that you don't have to be like the super candidate. You just need to know certain things and you can get your foot in the door and get your experience that way. And that's why I think this is exciting, because unlike mechanical engineering that I couldn't do, and it would be way too much head work for me, this work, while it is analytical, is not like so crazy where it's like, math and like, you're like stressed out about. I don't know what mechanical engineers stress out about, but I wouldn't want to stress out about it. This is like where you're at a company where they have a ping pong table and they have like I was just at a company in Nashville. They have like ping pong table and like a relaxation room, and they're putting in a wet bar, because these young companies are so cool because they're all run by young people, these digital marketing agencies.
No, I agree. A lot of these young companies, like from angelslist.com, they're ran by people who are in their late 20s or early 30s. So a lot of them have that younger vibe, while a lot of typical engineering jobs are ran by old corporations who still make you wear like a bun-up T-shirt, and you have to be there at 7:30, no later, 7:31. You're late, which is something that's not very fun. But thank you, Seth, for coming on to my channel. It's been a pleasure. I hope you guys do check out the channel or the free course if you guys are interested, especially if you're really stuck on what you want to do. If you're a person that's interested in marketing, or you're just a person who is, web savvy, I think it's really appropriate for you. It will really teach you more the e-commerce and economics behind Google searches and Facebook. And that's pretty much it. Thank you, Seth, for coming on. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.
If you guys are in college or just graduated college and you're looking for an internship or a job, check out wayup.com. It's the #1 marketplace for people with no experience to get a job. If you want to learn more, go ahead and click on the annotation here. And if you want to check out the first chapter of my book, you can click on the other annotation to get chapter 1 for free. And if you guys like the video, subscribe so you get my future videos. And with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.